Oh, no, we didn't do that one. This is just a duck. Sorry.
All right. All right, thank you. Hi there. Hello, what's your head here? Whatever that beanie. The original. Hi, everybody. Welcome. I'm going to give you your receipt back. So much. How are we today?
Good.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
After all these years, since 1946, we've never had to get in the water. Now, as much of a legend as I would be if I was the first duck driver to put you guys in the water, it might not be worth it today. But if we had to use these, they're located up on top canopies for the adults and in the back for the children under 50 pounds. If you had one of those, you just simply take the strap off there, unwrap it, put it over your head, wrap it around, get a nice floating day in the Wisconsin River today. About an hour. Be nice and chilled by then. Now, if we had to get off this duck, can anybody locate the emergency exits? You guys are a good group, right? Yeah. We're gonna skip this do not enter side, Sophia. You want to sit on this so you can see a little bit better? Oh. There you go. Look at that. We serve everybody. I'm going to show you where our ducks live. You're riding on the Wasp, the War on Sand. We have 24 friends. They live here and hibernate here all winter long. And in the summer, these ducks come out and party every single day, just like I like to do. Yeah. Now my duck lives right over on the left side here, by these old tires. And I said to him one day, why did you put me by the old tires? They said, well, they don't have much tread left on them and you don't have much left on you. I thought that was kind of rude, even though I am about 3 decades older than any of the other drivers. On our right side, we've got beautiful Lake Sally. And we got a chance to see wildlife all through here, like lions and tigers and bears. Maybe a zebra, a giraffe, or an elephant, or something exotic like a deer, a squirrel, or a turtle. But we shouldn't probably worry about what we're going to see on land. We should worry about meeting the fish because we're going in the water. So hang on, and in the back you might want to lift your feet, they could get wet. And just like that, we got a little water in the back. And we are floating. Yeah. Nice work, Sophia. We're a boat. Now we're getting pushed along by our 45-pound brass prop. And we're in the beautiful emerald green waters of Lake Sally. Yeah. Now I've got our 6-wheel drive engaged as well because when it gets shallow, our duck can just ride right over that with those 6-wheel drive. Now, obviously there's fish in here. Anybody got an idea of what kind of fish would be in this lake? Bass. Bass? Yeah. Bluegill? Yeah. We don't like to get very specific. We just say the ones that swim. Just like our duck is doing right now. We're swimming through beautiful Lake Sally. And these ducks were designed to go right from the water onto the beaches.
Right over the water.
We're going to try that out right now. But this is the original 91 horsepower engine that's in this thing. So it might struggle just a little bit. We might need your good thoughts and maybe even leaning forward to help out. Nice work, everybody. We've got out the first try. All right, well, how was the tour? Yeah? Well, gas prices have hit us pretty hard this year, so that's it. Yeah. In fact, they've asked if you would mind walking back. Are you okay? No, we should probably do more, right? Yeah! All right, remember, you asked for it. Hang on! Hands up and eyes closed, just like me. A nice cool breeze of icy Lake Sally today. And just like that, we're back in Lake Sally again. Now Lake Sally should look familiar to some of you. If you've been coming here for quite a while, you might notice this is where Storybook Gardens was for about 4 decades. In fact, right over on that beach there years ago, you could have seen Little Bo Peep looking for her lost sheep. Yeah, I see that gator on the right side. I think I know where that sheep might have gone. Now Lake Sally has been transformed into our zip line park. 7 zip line tours in our park. And a lot of people take the zip line tour and they're kind of afraid. Well, they should be more afraid of this tour than that one, because that one always comes back. You can't guarantee anything with an 80-year-old duck. And if you were hoping to see something great on this tour, there's one right on the right side. And just like that, we're driving on the land again. Nice job, people getting out of the water on that one. We are going to go on the roadways here, so I'm going to ask you to look under your seats for those seat belts. Oh, you guys had the yellow tickets, right? Yeah, okay, those are the hold and hang on tickets. Yeah.
Hold and hang on tickets.
Well, then we're going to have to use what's called compartmentalization. On the off chance that I have one of my couple times a week accidents, you're going to slam the seat in front of you and slide straight down. Yeah. It works really well, and we figured if it's good enough on a school bus, it should be good enough on a duck.
Amen.
Yeah. Hopefully we won't have to test it today. Hang on. And just like that, we're on the road. Nice work. And over on the right, you're going to see that big white house. That's the house I hope to buy with the tips from this tour in about 5,000 payments. That is owned by the owner of Mount Olympus, and it sits on the shores of Lake Delton. Lake Delton's a man-made lake, built in the 1920s by a guy named Newman. Mr. Newman came up here with his fortune, wanted to create a recreational paradise for his friends and family, and did just that by building Lake Delton. Well, in the early 20s, or like many people in the 20s, he lost his money in the stock crash, but Lake Delton endured just fine until 2008. Now in 2008, we had about 14 inches of rain in one day in June. Too much for the lake to handle. The lake blew its banks, and all 650 million gallons drained out in one afternoon. Now 13 months later, with the help of the state and federal government and the Tom Grotto Water Show, they rebuilt the levee, filled the lake back up, you can put the fish back in. And if you look over to the right side, through these trees and through the houses, that might look familiar to you, because way down in the far right corner is where the Tommy Bartlett Water Show was for about 70 years. Now the Bartlett Show made it just fine through that draining of the lake, but 2 years ago, COVID was just too much, and the show closed its doors forever. Now had you been coming here since the 1980s and went to the Bartlett Show, you might have seen a much younger Captain Troy in that show a long time ago. They came across the right side, ate away the road, and all the land on the left that you see without the trees, took 3 houses from the point, down, across, and into the river. Each house gone in about 30 seconds. If you look across, you see a soft sandy beach over there, and a trail that goes up into the woods. Well, at the top of that trail, there's a dead-end road. I actually live at the dead-end road. And about 2,000 of my closest friends and a CNN news chopper were hanging over the house all day long. Looks like the buzzards are back having brunch. There we go. I think it's a deer. I'm going to stop right here and give you a chance to look to the left. We're going to have another great photo op right here. This is the Dell Creek channel. Now, the Dell Creek channel, up around the corner about 200 yards, is Newman's Dam, and that's where the second dam on Lake Delton makes it both possible. When we were kids, we didn't have the water parks yet. We didn't have Noah's Ark. We didn't have Mount Olympus. This was our water park growing up. We'd take our inner tubes up there around the corner, right in front of the dam, wait for them to let the water out and come flying down through here. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We'd go home and get in a lot of trouble. Yeah, but it was worth it. Eventually, we had to stop doing it, though, because we kept going into international waters. Yeah. Right here in these Russian rapids. You have no idea what I said, do you? Yeah. Yeah. All right, well, we could actually go up there. We could check it out, but it gets a little bit uneasy. There's some holes, and one duck went up there and even filled with water. It'd be a really neat photo if we went up there, but if something happened, it'd be a damn tragedy, and we don't want to risk that. Oh. Yeah. All right, Sophia, enough jokes. Let's go in the water. Are you watching how I'm doing this, Sophia, in case I go down? We've got a buzzard brunch off to the left over here.
Like a deer.
What's that? Yeah, it's a deer. All right, we've got a duck standoff here. We're just going to hold here for just a minute. We've got another duck coming through the channel. And while we do, I'll just give you a chance to look up ahead here. We're going to see what's called Precambrian Potsdam sandstone. That's the sandstone that's all along the river here. Now, our sandstone is only found in 3 places in the world. Potsdam, Germany, where it gets its name. Upstate New York, where it's mostly underwater. And right here in the Wisconsin Dells area. All right. Let's do it. Now, years ago, we used to have like a traffic cop down here, sitting and letting people know if there's someone coming in back and forth, but we've gone away from that. Putting the propeller back into play here, and you can see right and left we got these rocky shelves. This Dell Creek has been making this channel for thousands of years just for our Dell River. Yeah. And this duck has not looked this way even once. That's okay. Keep coming. Bumpy here, and we might tip a little, but I hardly ever tip all the way over. Well, we finally made it to the river. Yeah. And now that we're on the lower Wisconsin, or the lower Dells as we call it, amenity here in the Dells area, it's 100% free. You can spend the day there, park for free, use the beach, use all the amenities. It's a great place to go. All right, should we go fast? Who wants to go fast?
Yeah.
All right, now hang on and let me know if you're scared. I can slow down. Are you ready? That? Yeah, that's full throttle. Downstream with a pushing wind. Yeah. Now these were not built for speed, they were built for power. It's about 7 tons and it can carry about twice its weight. But before you make fun of my duck for being slow in the water, how fast are you going to be at 80 in the water? Yeah. Now the river's constantly changing. The sandbars switch just under the water level almost on a daily basis. Our beach line changes based on how much rain we have and how much water is let over the dam. But up here, tucked into the rocks, you're going to see a structure that looks like an elevator shaft. It's actually what we call a U.S. Geological gauging station. And that tells us how deep the water is every day and how fast it's moving, or the flow rate. Well, we use this gauging station to tell us which direction to take our tours on a daily basis. Sometimes if the water's really moving fast, we can't go all the way this way or that way. We have to change what we do. Now this has been around a long time. If you notice off to the right side, there's some staircases. And a lot of people say, hey, Captain Troy, where do those stairs go? You know, that was a good question I didn't know the answer to. So I camped on that beach over there for a couple of days and I watched these stairs. I watched and I watched, and I can tell you after 2 days of intense study, those stairs go absolutely nowhere. They stay there all the time. Those photos became very famous. He sent them around the world, and people came from all over to see the natural beauty that he fell in love with. You could almost call him the father of tourism in this area. And this was the original water park, this Wisconsin River. Well, because he was famous and a big photographer, he named these rock formations. Over here on the right side, that first one on the right, he called Sugar Bowl Island. He said that looked like an overflowing bowl of sugar. Does anybody see sugar there? Yeah, not so much. He missed it on that one. When I look at that island, I look at those two back pillars. They look like elephant's legs to me. And then when I look to the top, there's kind of a crack up there. So I've been calling this elephant rump rock. And I'm hoping they put that on the postcard pretty soon. Yeah. And off to your left, you've got Grotto Island. Now this is full of all the grottos and caves. That's why he named it Grotto Island. If you see way up on top, there's a patio or a deck up there. That's a really popular spot for weddings for a long, long time. But then they found that everybody getting married up there was getting divorced. And they couldn't figure out why. Well, it doesn't take a genius to figure out. When you start off in the rocks, you're not going to make it. Yeah. So on a nice warm day, you can tell it's a lot cooler right here in the Grotto Rock. It's about 20, 30 degrees cooler inside there. These rocks give off almost a natural air conditioning. In fact, the early Native Americans figured that out fast. They would keep their meat, their vegetables, their fruit, their Hot Pockets, frozen pizzas, and even their Coors Light right in there. Yeah. They also found a great place to cook. You see the soot on the ceilings, make it just a little bit cooler for them to cook. And over on your right side, you're going to see a great photo op. This photo op is a picture that was very famous. Now imagine a H.H. Bennett in his canoe tucked right in this cave. What's neat about the lower dells is that we're seeing things just as he saw it back in the 1800s. On the upper dells, you don't get to see that anymore because once they put the dam in, it raised the water level and it submerged a lot of these rock formations, actually never be found again. They've had dive teams look for them, they can't find out where they were. But right here is an actual famous photograph through Sugar Bowl Island.
Look at that. Whoa. That's cool. Okay.
Now I am going to get to the corner here, and I'm going to have Sophia just sneak a look around the corner to see if anything's coming. What do you think? Are we okay? Yeah? You know what we just became when she looked around the corner? A Peking duck. Right there. A very, very sturdy and hardy rock. However, it's also very brittle as well. You can see where it's light tan. That's where the rock has broken off recently. In fact, anybody on this boat can reach up, grab a piece in their hand, and crumble it in its natural sand state very, very easily. But it's also a very porous rock. You see our trees thrive in that. Their roots go right down deep in and hang on. The rock holds a lot of water, and our trees obviously love it. We've also got some little birds that come up here every year. We have some Venezuelan swallows. They take a 4-month pilgrimage each year to get up here. They love living in the nooks and crannies. And we like them being here because, like me, they eat about 2 to 3 times their weight every single day. Yeah. Now theirs is mostly bugs and mine's mostly frozen pizza, but it all works out about the same. So as I said, this is just about how they saw it thousands of years ago, but every once in a while it does change. And on the left side here, on the corner, you'll see every once in a while the heating and cooling, the rock will just cleave a big section off and drop right down here on either the beach or right into the water. Over to your left, we got another rock formation named by H.H. Bennett. He called this the twin inkstands. He said these rocks look like the inkstands on his desk. He thought those trees on the top could look like the quill pens he used. He thought the black around the edges looked like that overflowing ink. Now, what's neat about these is it's actually two rocks in one. The one on the left goes east and west, one on the right goes north and south, and together they form almost a perfect compass. It's only off by about 3 degrees. So years ago when the settlers would get lost, they'd come down here, find this, and get their bearings. Well, people always ask, hey, Captain Troy, if they're lost, how did they find the twin inkstands? Well, it's pretty easy. They just follow those power lines that comes right across. Now, H.H. Bennett didn't see this green moss on the side here. That green moss, to me, has a couple of eyes right in the middle, a mouth down below, and then those ears up on top. I like to call this Pokemon rock myself, yeah. Rusty duck boat through a river of acid? Well, you don't have to worry a whole lot, Sophia, because if you've had some coffee today, or some tea, or like I had for lunch, about 5 shots of Jack Daniels, yeah, you've already had your tannic acid for the day. It's called caramel food coloring, and it's totally harmless. Our river's actually very clean. It just doesn't look like it because of the tannins from the tamarack trees way up in northern Wisconsin. They leach into the water and give it this caramel color. Yeah. Now over here to the left we have Lone Rock. That was also named by H.H. Bennett, and he named it Lone Rock because it is the last freestanding rock formation on the lower Wisconsin River. He must have been right, because if you look ahead, you don't see anything at all. Now this rock is very sturdy, but it's also full of a large cave system on the inside. Now this cave is pretty big in there, and I'm told you can fit thousands of pigeons in there, but only about 4 ducks. Yeah. If you want to look up to your left side here, you can see how the water gets displaced. The current comes around the point there. Again, a real dangerous place to swim as the water swirls. You'll even see some little whirlpools that get created down in here. There's the first cave opening on the left side. Apparently a great place to collect sticks. And when we go past the next one, it's going to be kind of special. You can see all the way through Lone Rock. And there's actually a shape in there that a lot of people see. See if you can see it. And if you need to stand up to take a picture, that's okay. There's a turtle right there. That's Barry. He works for us. We put him there every day just so people have something to see. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Turtle right there. That turtle. Yeah. That turtle.
See the turtle?
And if you look through the rock formation right now, you're going to be seeing that special shape come into play.
Oh, it goes right through.
Yeah, a lot of people see a wedding bell there.
Yeah. See?
And a lot of people come down here on their kayaks and canoes. They think it's kind of romantic. They come in here and think, hey, we'll go have a picnic in the cave. But I can tell you, I've been in this cave a number of times. It's not real romantic. It's actually kind of gross. And often there's some angry critters in there. Yeah. In fact, through this opening, there's even been sightings of bears hibernating. Yeah, bears hibernate right in there. Now, ironically enough, most of our hibernating bear sightings come right around the NFL playoffs. Yeah.
Surprised all these planets survive. No, the plant. I know all those plants.
And as we come around the corner here, you're gonna have a chance to look back through Lone Rock. Only this side, you're gonna see a different shape. This last cave on our left, last cave opening, And just like that, there's the shape. A lot of people see an upside down heart. Some people see a Hershey's Kiss. And unfortunately today a lot of the kids see a poop emoji. Yeah. So as we make our way back to land, we got another chance to take some great photos here. We made it. You can see a little gray house there. And that marina that's there used to be home to the Dell seaplane tours. If you would have been here in the 70s and 80s, you could have jumped on a seaplane there, taken off the waters of Lake Elton, helping you with that tour. That's a great way to see the Dells. Another great way is to rent a pontoon boat here on Schlieff's Bait Shop. And every once in a while we see some wild turkey, yeah. Now don't worry if you don't see any wild turkey today out there. I got some under the seat here, so we're good. Yeah, no, he's a good tour driver as well. We've got our zip tower here, Zipzilla, 113 feet of fun, the last on our zip line tour. And on our left, you see all the ducks I trained on to be the driver I am today. Some days better than others. And this little truck right here, this little Jeep, still run around just fine. They take those out just for fun, quite randomly. I can shift the way I do and they still come back. Shows you they're good at their job as well. So as we wait for them to step carefully, please duck your head. Don't we have any foul language at the end of our tour.